How's it going, everyone? It's Dusty Tucker. How's it going, everybody? It's Dusty Tucker. I got another video for you guys today. This one is going to be my personal opinion review on the Heritage Arms Rough Rider Rancher Carbine, the little 22. Before I get started, I just want to let you guys know I had purchased this gun. I purchased this early in the summer, so I want to say end of May, maybe even early June. I honestly can't remember. I could if I looked at the receipt, but I don't like to be that prepared for just a video of, it's not really the important part. The important part is that I had to deal with a long plethora of nonsense with this gun. But before I do that, I'll give you a little peeky. I'll open up the box here. So this one is brand new. It's never been fired. I'm actually selling it on my or on the Canadian, I'm trying to sell it anyways, website. I'm leaving all the paper on here, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not taking it off, but this is the Rancher Carbine, Heritage Arms. It is a single action 22 carbine, which I thought was pretty freaking cool. It has the little under the trigger guard here, it's got a little, I like to, hold it like that when I was shooting it, and I didn't shoot it very much. I only took it out once. This isn't the same one that I took out. I mean, it's pretty cool, right? Like, you see this in the store in Canada, and we're like, hey, handguns are banned. We can't buy handguns. We can't buy, SBRs or, semi-automatics. The only semi-automatic that you can buy allegedly right now and be safe with in Canada is the SKS rifle, and who knows how long that's going to last. So unless you feel like spending now they're like upwards of $600-$800. People are looking $1,000 for an SKS that's not even a true Russian SKS. But it's just inflation, unnecessary inflation. It's just the gougers out there trying to make a buck. I honestly, the older I get, the more I go to these gun shows, the more I get annoyed with people. I actually thanked a guy at a gun show just yesterday. I thanked him on his prices. I bought some brass and stuff off of him, but I said, you know what, your prices are the most reasonable prices out of all of these other vendors in this. He had rolling block 20 gauge rifle for $300, and it was a nice rolling block. The action alone's worth like $500, but he was selling the whole thing. I thanked him. Anyway, I always get off topic. You guys watch my videos. I always get off topic all the time. So my personal opinion review on the Heritage Arms 22 Rough Rider Rancher Carbine. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. You take a close look at that frame. I think it's just a cast frame. It looks like it's a cast frame. So there's that to consider. It is, like I said, it's a single action. It has buckhorn sights, buckhorn rear sights, and just a simple front sight. Very inexpensive. I think it was about $600 Canadian for this thing, all taxes in and everything. That is without the other cylinder. You can buy a 22 Magnum cylinder for these guys too, which I'm going to tell you right now, I don't suggest you do it. And there's a reason that I'll get to eventually here. The action feels like it's decently crisp. It does have a safety transfer bar. Now, see, this is they go way too crazy with the safeties on these things. Well, all guns nowadays. But you got a safety switch here on the back here of the receiver. There's a safety switch there, but it's also got a transfer bar safety. So it's a little overkill, like with the safeties, man. Like it's just ridiculous. But anyway, so you know, if you could technically load all 6 in here, and then you know rest it on a full chamber with the safety on, and you know because it's not decocked all the way, blah blah blah. Anyway, whatever. I've always just loaded one, skipped one, and then load 4. I always just have you know the cowboy load in there, so you're resting on an empty, even with a transfer bar or whatever. I say unfired, but this thing looks like it was discharged from the factory. It is, they always do that. Yeah, it was shot, I can tell it was. They don't clean them after they test fire them. They'll just wipe off some of the residue and then throw it in a box, I've noticed, because I bet you could put a patch through here and it would be dirty. Anyway, but obviously all these stickers are on it, so unless somebody went out to the range. Actually, the concussive force would have blown them off, so I mean anyways. It's a cool little gun, don't get me wrong. I did like it for, you know, the one time I did shoot it, but so I gotta get into my personal opinion on it, okay? So, okay, 22 long rifle. I was shooting CCI mini mags. They performed fine. Mind you, not very accurate. Even at 25 yards, I could not develop a group. I tried, I think, 4 or 5 different ammunition types. I tried Federal, I tried American Eagle, I tried CCI mini mags, I tried another variant of CCI, I can't remember what the name was. And then there was Ugla, or whatever you want to call it, the yellow box. I shot all of those out of it, and the best group I could get was maybe the size of my fist at 25 yards, which, I mean, not very good for, I mean, I can do better with a 22 revolver, let's be real. And that's essentially what this is. With a longer barrel, you think it would be very accurate. So there's a few problems that I have with this gun that I don't like. One of them is, yeah, you can get a cool, if I can get it out of here, you can get a 22 Magnum cylinder for it. I bought one because, I mean, why not, right? You can shoot 22 Magnum out of here as well. So I bought the 22 Magnum cylinder, and it comes with the 22 rimfire cylinder. I was like, okay, yeah, so whatever. I went to the range, shot it. Like I said, it wasn't grouping very well. And I said, okay, well, just for shits and giggles, I bought a box of 22 Magnum rounds as well, which are retardedly expensive in Canada. I want to say it was more than a box of 38 Special or 9mm or any other pistol caliber. I think it was like 50 some bucks for a box of 22 Magnum, which is retarded. Anyway, I shot the first 5. It did not group very well at all. And let me just tell you right now, it is not pleasant to shoot 22 Magnum out of this carbine at all. First of all, I would definitely suggest wearing some sort of eye protection, because you get particle splashback, like, you know, concussive. You're holding it right here. Okay, so when do you ever hold a revolver that close to your face? Usually when you're holding a revolver, you're out here, right? If it was in, you know, revolver. Here, you're way more prone to getting splatter and debris into your face. And trust me, you do get it. So with the 22 Magnum, it's even worse, just letting you know. It is very loud. It's very loud. It's not the most pleasant to shoot. You get blowback pieces that are like hitting your cheek, and I mean, looking at it, yeah, it's cool, and that's what I thought too. It got me on the cool factor. We can't buy handguns. It's the next best thing, right? A stocked rimfire. And I wanted something, originally what I was looking for was, I want a 22 that's not semi-automatic, because let's face it, all of the semi-automatic 22s that are manufactured are junk. They don't feed properly, they stovepipe, they jam, blah, 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 blah. It's always some junk, right? Except for the Ruger 1022. And there's a couple other expensive ones out there. However, if I'm going to spend, 12 to 2 grand on a semi-automatic 22, I'm not going to buy a 22. I'm going to buy something that can actually hold accuracy out to, a decent range, something that's more peppy than a 22 rimfire. I'm going to buy like a 7.62 gun, or a 5.56, or a 30-30, or like a carbine, like a lever action carbine for cowboy action, because they're about the same. They're about that pricing. So I was looking for something that wasn't ridiculously expensive, but at the same time I wanted to be able to have, something other than a single shot 22. So that's why I went with this. $600. You can shoot 6 times. Not just a single shot. I might have some fun with it. So, okay, so after the first 6 rounds of the 22 Magnum that I fired using the 22 Magnum cylinder, shot it, okay, loaded it up again. Put 5 in, sat on an empty, went up to the firing line, and yes, you gotta hold them. You can't have your arm up here, because you're gonna get blasting debris and shit on your arm. You're gonna get, like, there's the gap here. So you gotta hold it back here. You have to hold it back here like this. That's what the little loop here is for your other finger, to kind of help support it a bit. It's got a cool little dovetail sight. I don't mind that. But so, the very second shot that I took out of the second cylinders, I went to, port of arms it, just to kind of look to see where I was hitting on the target, right? I just kind of brought it down to shoulder, or off the shoulder. And then when I went to go back and shoulder it, because, you shoulder it like this, and then you go like this, right? Just whatever. I noticed that it was loose. Oh, what the heck? The barrel was loose. What's going on? So I kind of, I took the cylinder out, and what happened was the threads that the barrel connects into gave away slightly, allowing it for slop. So then I unloaded it, I put it back in the box, I drove home, and then I actually went back out to the place where I bought it, and I said, hey, look, I took this thing out to the range once, and the barrel is separating from the frame. The barrel has completely, you can wiggle it by quite a bit. And he's like, oh wow, what the heck? Also, I'll throw in this little piece of information for free. The hammer springs on these things, I don't think they're made out of spring steel, because the first thing the guy said to me was, oh, let me guess, mainspring issues. And I was like, no, not this time. Why? And he said, well, they've been getting a lot of returns because of their mainspring. I don't know if they're made out of actual spring steel or not. He says they're just like pieces of flat bar that are in there acting as I mean, come on. Like, how cheap can you get, you guys? Like, really? Can we start getting quality in firearms again like we used to? Anyway, so whatever. I said, no, that's not why it's here. It's because the barrel's separating. And he's like, okay. So I took all my information, and that was that. That was the last time I seen that gun for the better part of 5.5, 6 months, okay? I just got this back, and I did some phone calls to the, I said, hey, what's going on with this gun, after 2-3 months. Nothing. Okay, so then I was like, all right. I called Heritage Arms in the U.S. They gave me the contact information of the Canadian, whatever, the Heritage, the company that deals with that manufacturer in Canada. I called them. I said, hey, what's going on? Oh, because of all the, there was some postal strike thing going on, so that delayed it a little bit as well. But however, he finally, what's the serial number? Oh, I don't know that. And then, a bunch of emailing back and forth, phone calls back and forth. They finally reached out to me and said, okay, yeah, it was shipped to the place of where you purchased it, the gun shop where you purchased it from. And then they called me and said, yes, your 22's in. And now I just wish that the manufacturer could just reimburse the company what the value of the rifle is, and then they can send that one back to the factory, get it fixed, put it back on the shelf, or do whatever with it. That way they could just give me another one from the back room, and then look, I don't have to wait 5-6 months for a gun to come straight from the factory. But no, they won't. They don't do that apparently. So this was a big like plethora of nonsense to go through. So all in all, do I recommend this little Heritage Manufacturing Arms Rough Rider Rancher carbine? Oh man. Okay, so I don't want to say full on no. It is a cool thing. Don't get me wrong. I think if you were to put 22 short in here, I know. I haven't tried it, and I don't want to. I'm not shooting this. I'm selling this, and I want nothing to do with it. I think if you were to put 22 shorts in here, it would be more pleasant to shoot. You won't get as much splatter back in the cheeks or anything like that. I would just completely ignore the fact that they sell the 22 Magnum cylinder. Just do not even worry about the 22 Magnum aspect of this thing. Only shoot 22s. And maybe the highest what I would shoot out of here is CCI mini mags, and that's it. I wouldn't go any stouter on anything. No 22 Magnums, nothing like that. I would suggest maybe starting with 22 shorts and then going up to 22 longs, but whatever, I don't know, up to you. Do I fully recommend it? I would say depends on what you're, if you're going to take it out into the woods and maybe go for some chickens. That was my original thought process for this thing. It's nice and short. You can fit it in like a scabbard on the back, pull it out, and then be like, oh, look, a chicken, bang, bang, that would have been, that's the reason I bought it, okay? Basically. So, I don't know. It's hard for me to say yes, I recommend this. So I have mixed feelings about this thing. For the price point versus what it actually is, and then there's the factor of what you can get in Canada. Oh man, I don't know. I would recommend it, but not on the strong side. If you can get one for a decent price, then maybe, yeah, okay. But if you're going to be paying $600 for a new one, I wouldn't suggest it. I would just go, if you know a good gunsmith, maybe buy an old like Remington Model 12C pump action 22 and get it restored and fixed up, because the thing's been around for 100 years, right? There's a reason those guns have been around for so freaking long, because they were made with quality. I can't say the same about today's junk. So I don't know if I would actually recommend this or not. It's kind of a mixed feelings at this point. I don't even want to give it a second try because of all the crap that I had to go through the first time with the 6 months of warranty and blah 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 blah. I want nothing to do with it at this point. So if you watch this video, maybe if you're looking at wanting to get one of these, I for sure don't get the 22 Magnum cylinder. I know it's tempting because 22 Magnum, it's a little more powerful than 22, like it's like almost shooting a pistol caliber carbine out of a single action type deal. But I would just stick with 22. I wouldn't go any hotter than that. My take on it, the forcing cone is not designed very well. It's kind of like just an extension of the barrel. It doesn't really have a flared cone, which is why I think you get a lot of that splatter back. They could have designed that better. There's a cast frame. Come on, a cast frame, you guys, really? Yeah. So I don't know. The barrel seems okay, but it's just the quality is just not really there for me. I wish they would make a better version of it. Like I would love to see, like a classic one with the rimfire striker, like the firing pin on the hammer. I think that would be cool. And then maybe have some, not so obvious of a safety. Maybe have a thumb safety or something. Nothing on the frame. I think that's a little ridiculous. I don't know. So, it is cool. There is a cool factor here. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know if it's worth the money, to be honest. So, yeah, I have mixed feelings, like I said. I'm not going to say a fat no or hell yeah, get it. I'm on the fence with this one. And I have to put these reviews out there, you guys, because I was looking for reviews on this gun, and I found nothing but positive reviews. But I feel like that's because these companies reach out to these reviewers and they say, hey, like, we'll just give you a rifle, you can keep it, just put a positive review out there for our gun. And you know, some of those guys take it out of the box and they'll go to the range and, you know, shoot it 5 or 6 times. Yeah, man, this thing's awesome. Like, it's great. It's fun to shoot. Maybe they didn't try 22 Magnum. I don't know. But anyway, I feel like they're kind of biased. But I'm an actual review person out there. I always say it's my opinion because there's always those FUDs that'll try to tell me otherwise. It is YouTube. YouTube is YouTube. But yeah, it is cool. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not gonna piss around with it. I don't want to deal with it. So, do I recommend? I don't know. If you want to buy it, if you got the extra money and you think it's cool, just don't shoot 22 Magnum out of it. Just maybe stick with 22 rimfire. Anyway, that's all I really got for you guys. Hope you found something useful. Hopefully that you I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing here. It's just there's not a whole lot going on. I think if you're going to actually buy one and you want to actually shoot it and use it, maybe lock tight some of the screws so they don't back out with the concussive blast. You know, it is cast, like I said, so I don't know how well that's going to hold up. But anyways, yeah, if you guys like the video, go ahead, like the video. If not, make your own video. I take that reference from, or I take that wording from somebody else that I watch on YouTube and I kind of like it. So yeah, anyways, Dust Tucker signing out. Keep shooting. Go buy a decent gun. We'll see you next time. Signing out.